I once asked a 68-year-old man, "When was the last time you actually felt desire?" He stayed silent for a long time, then looked at me and said, "Maybe 7 years ago." After that, everything just became duty and memory. My name is Dr. Nakamura. I'm a sexual health specialist from Japan. For over 20 years, I've worked with more than 4,000 older men, including even legends from the adult film industry, helping them regain energy, memory, and emotional connection at an age when most people had already given up. So if you're over 60, if you've ever thought that desire has permanently left you, let me say this clearly. Age does not kill sexuality. Habits do. Quietly, every single day. You don't need secret pills. You don't need hidden clinics. You just need to understand 6 common mistakes men over 60 keep making and change them, step by step. I've seen men who had lost all intimacy hold their wife's hand again after 5 years, go on dates again at 72, rediscover the joy of living, not from lust, but from connection. And the first place I want you to look at is how you sit, how you move, and how you live each day. Because you might think sitting too much only gives you back pain or stiff legs. But the truth is, it's quietly shutting down your hormones, right now. Let's start with something that seems simple, and open the bigger picture of how your body works after 60. Mistake number 1. Sitting too much. Did you know? If you sit more than 6 hours a day, your body starts losing muscle mass? And we used to think muscles were just for walking or lifting. But the truth is, muscles are also hormone factories. They produce chemicals that keep your sex drive alive. After 60, you naturally lose 1 to 2% of muscle mass every year. Without movement, this loss speeds up even faster. And here's the dangerous part. When muscle disappears, your body stops producing enough of a special hormone called myokines. Myokines reduce inflammation. They regulate blood sugar. And, this is what most people don't know, they increase blood flow to the penis by boosting nitric oxide. And without nitric oxide, erections simply don't happen. So if you've noticed yourself not working like before, it's not just in your head. It's in the way you sit, every single day. Too much sitting also causes blood to pool in the pelvis, putting pressure on the prostate. Over time, this raises your risk of prostate enlargement and chronic erectile dysfunction. I had a patient named Jerry, 67, from Chicago. When he first came to me, he said, "I thought I was weak because of old age. I never imagined it was just because I sat in front of the TV all day for 2 years." We started with the simplest things: a 15-minute morning walk, a few stretches while watching TV, and most important, standing up every 30 minutes. After just 3 weeks, Jerry told me, "For the first time in years, I actually woke up in the morning, in every sense of the word. No pills, no surgery, just blood moving again." But movement is only one part of the puzzle, because if you keep eating the wrong way, every effort you make with exercise gets destroyed. Mistake number 2. Eating habits that quietly destroy testosterone. Do you eat too fast? Too salty? Always stuffed full? Nobody tells you this, but the way you eat, meal after meal, is deciding the quality of your sex life after 60. When you eat too much salt, your blood pressure rises. High blood pressure damages tiny blood vessels. And the first place that gets hit? The vessels in the penis, because they're only 1 to 2 millimeters thick. Many studies show erectile dysfunction is often the earliest sign of vascular damage, long before heart disease shows up. Now, if you eat too fast and don't chew well, your blood sugar spikes. Insulin shoots up. Insulin resistance develops. Fat builds up in the belly. And here's the kicker. Belly fat converts your testosterone into estrogen through an enzyme called aromatase. A growing belly is a visible sign you're losing masculinity, biologically. Then comes overeating, always needing to feel stuffed. This creates oxidative stress and chronic inflammation. And with chronic inflammation, your hormone-producing glands get damaged. The result? Testosterone drops. Estrogen rises. Blood flow to the genitals weakens. And risks of hypertension, diabetes, and heart disease, the enemies of sexuality, all increase. I remember Kenji, a 72-year-old chef in Japan. For decades, he tasted food daily, got used to salty, heavy, fast meals. When he came to me, he said, "I don't feel anything for my wife anymore. Not because I don't love her, but because I don't feel like a man." We started with 3 simple changes. Cut salt in half, chew slower, eat until 80% full. Not 120%. 6 weeks later, he returned smiling. He said, "My wife didn't say a word, but I know she feels the difference." That wasn't magic. It was simply treating his digestion and hormones with respect. But even if you eat right and move well, if you still don't sleep enough or live under constant stress, your testosterone will keep falling. Mistake number 3. Poor sleep and chronic stress. Have you ever wondered why just a few nights of poor sleep makes you exhausted, irritable, and uninterested in intimacy? That's not psychological. That's biology. Your body produces the most testosterone during deep sleep, especially between 3 and 6 a.m. If you don't sleep enough or sleep poorly, your testosterone can drop 10 to 15% in just 1 week. On top of that, poor sleep disrupts leptin and ghrelin. You eat more. Belly fat builds up. Testosterone keeps dropping. But here's the worst part: stress. Even if you hide it, long-term stress keeps pumping cortisol into your system. And cortisol is testosterone's natural enemy. When cortisol is high, desire falls, erections weaken, and sperm quality drops. I once treated Walter, a 70-year-old retired professor in Florida. He said, "I don't drink, I don't smoke, I eat well, but I honestly can't remember the last time I looked forward to a hug." When I asked more, I found out he only slept 4 hours a night, constantly replaying past regrets and thoughts of being useless. We didn't give him sleeping pills. We gave him a simple routine. Turn off the phone 1 hour before bed. Listen to soft music. Write down 3 things he was grateful for each night. Practice 4 to 7 to 8 breathing. 2 weeks later, he wrote me, "I just had my first deep sleep in 8 years. And this morning, I felt like I got a piece of my youth back. But if you think stress and poor sleep are dangerous enough, let me tell you about two even quieter killers: alcohol and smoking. Mistake number 4. Alcohol and smoking. Alcohol doesn't just damage your liver. It suppresses the brain test's axis, blocking testosterone production. It also destroys Leydig cells, the very cells that make testosterone. And smoking? Nicotine tightens blood vessels, cutting nitric oxide, essential for erections. Carbon monoxide damages the vessel walls, narrowing them even more, making it nearly impossible for blood to reach where it needs to go. I asked a patient, Raymond, 66, who had smoked since he was 20, "Did you feel a difference after quitting?" He smiled and said, "I'm not sure about my lungs, but my wife says she got me back." We think alcohol and cigarettes give us short-term pleasure. But for sexual health, they're chemicals that quietly sabotage hormones, circulation, and emotions. And even if you fix all these, there's still one more trap: over-restrictive diets, or giving up intimacy altogether. Mistake number 5 and 6. Extreme diets and giving up intimacy. After 60, some people say, just accept it. Accept poor sleep. Accept low energy. Accept no desire. Accept not being yourself anymore, physically or emotionally. But I don't believe that, and I hope you don't either. I've worked with men who lost everything: strength, relationships, even the will to live. But when they looked back at their bodies, listened, and changed step by step, they came back, not as who they were at 30, but as the best version of themselves, right now. Jerry, who sat in front of the TV all day, now walks every morning and holds his wife's hand every night. Walter, who hadn't slept deeply in 8 years, now rests well and feels like he can still love. Tanaka, 73, who thought he'd never date again, now preparing to marry a second time. None of them used strong drugs. None needed hospitals. They only needed one thing: the belief that vitality isn't gone. It's just asleep. So if you're still hesitant, still doubtful, I'm not asking you to change your whole life tomorrow. I'm only asking you to start with one small step. Take a walk. Sleep 30 minutes earlier. Chew slower. Talk to the person you love. Watch how your body responds. You'll be surprised at what comes back. And if this message touched you, don't keep it to yourself. There are thousands of men your age who feel the same loneliness, the same doubts. Share this video with a friend or someone you care about. It might give them hope again. And if you want to continue this journey with me, make sure you subscribe to this channel right now, because in the next videos, I'll show you step by step how to restore your energy, your memory, and your emotions at any age. Also, leave me a comment below. Tell me, which of these 6 mistakes resonated with you the most? I read every single comment, and I'd love to know your story. This is not just a channel, it's a community of men who refuse to give up on themselves. And together, we can prove that vitality doesn't end at 60, 70, or even 80, because life isn't over. Sometimes, it's just waiting for you to begin again.